This video is not clickbait. As much as I'd love to say that this video is clickbait, just to have a sense of somewhat falseness or over exaggeration, it is not. I actually almost died at a certain circumstance this very day. So a long time ago on Snapchat, I would have to say about a couple of months ago, I posted a couple snaps of me pretty much getting into a car accident and how everything went down afterwards. But I didn't really clarify it so much into a video yet. So this is extremely hard to explain. So if you guys got in a car accident before, you guys know exactly what I'm saying. You get a lot of anxiety when you drive or ride in a car with another person, or you're driving a car, especially when you've had past experiences with car accidents that were almost very lethal and deadly. So that night I was going to a football game. It was about a week or two after my surgery, and I decided I'm gonna go to the football game. I'm gonna film a banging video, and I was gonna have a ton of fun. Because I couldn't drive because I just had my surgery, I called up a few buddies, and one of the buddies being Ryan Hargraves, he was like, yo dude, I'll drive you, no problem. I'm like, sweet dog, that's fantastic. Ryan Hargraves, he is a photographer and he is one of my good buddies. Go follow him on Instagram at Firestorm Photography. Anyways, just go blow his stuff up because he's freaking the man. He has or had a Monte Carlo. I don't know what year. I think it was, oh god, I want to say it was 2002, but I know I'm so off. Anyways, he came, picked me up. We were leaving, and then as we were leaving our development, my development, and I'll go grab something really quickly. Alright, so here's the drawn out road version of what happened because it's extremely hard to explain. So here's us, me and my buddy Ryan, so Ryan and Ryan. We were in the car right here, stopped at this stop sign. That's a stop sign. Anyways, we were stopped at the stop sign, and mind you that it was wet, it was rainy, and it was completely pitch black outside. So we were pulling out of the development right here, and we were going that way. And mind you, there was also a Jeep right here. And so while he pulled out of the development, we ended up, this is way longer in person. This is just kind of like short. Anyways, we were driving and we hit about, I would want to say 30 or 45 miles per hour because that's what the speed limit was. So we sped up to about 45 miles per hour. And then as soon as we sped up, the Jeep in front of us, it kind of snuck up. Didn't really sneak up, but I guess like in the time of the moment when he tried to brake, it hydroplaned right into the back of that Jeep. And just so happens that that Jeep happened to be another set of buddies of ours. Hold on, let me fix the exposure back. So as I was saying, it just so happened to be that their Jeep was actually kids that went to our school too. So we knew them and they were kind of our buddies as well. Thank God, because if it was just some old lady, that would be so awkward. I can't even imagine. Anyways, they were stopped and they were going to try and turn into this development right here. And I guess we just hydroplaned and just crashed right in the back of the car, going at least like 30, 45 miles per hour. So it was very, 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 I don't know the words. Scary is definitely one of them. Being the passenger, it was kind of scary, and I would imagine being the driver, it was scarier by just pressing on your brakes and them not working. And Ryan says he barely remembers it, which is a good thing for him because he probably wouldn't have that much nervousness or anxiety like I do. But anyways, I remember like in full depth, full detail, just like it happened last night. It was just like a dream. And then as soon as we just hit them, it was weird. It was so weird. And here's what I mean by it was weird. I would think, and I always thought like a car accident is like you'd roll over, but like there's so much car and like protection and cushion, like you would just, it's like a roller coaster coming to an immediate stop. It wouldn't like hit you and then like you. Here's what I'm trying to say. When we hit it, it felt like a concrete wall. It didn't feel like what you see in movies where it just kind of like slowly and just like hits it. It felt like a concrete wall and being bounced back. And here's what people need to know is that Ryan's car was kind of slanted like that, and the Jeep was, you know, higher off the ground just because it's a Jeep. And when we slammed into it, we went pretty under it, like pretty much under the Jeep. And when we went under the Jeep, the hood flared up. And as soon as we hit the car, the hood flared up. I couldn't see a thing. I thought that was it. I really thought like everything in my life, that was it. But that was just for a brief moment because right after that, I like stood there for a second, all shooken up. And like I checked my shoulder, I made sure everything was okay. And I said, holy crap, I'm okay. But just being the fact that if it was like a truck, if it was an SUV, if it was any bigger car than that Jeep, we could have been seriously done for. And here's the part that scared me the most, was that the airbags in Ryan's car didn't even go off. And I have a sense to believe that happened just because it didn't even hit his frame of the car. The way we hit it, it just skimmed the frame of the car, skimmed it. And it just went straight into his hood and his engine. So, as I was saying, when we hit him, my life just flashed before my eyes. And if anybody has never felt that moment, like insincere felt that moment, it's the craziest thing you will ever experience. It's so hard to believe that just like that, if it was any other circumstance, I could have been done for. And it's so crazy to think about, like, I'm still breathing, I'm still walking, and nothing happened from that night to me injury-wise. And I'm completely blessed, and all of a sudden one day can be perfectly fine, and that day could be awesome, and then the next second, bam, it's just dunzo. I was sitting there all shooken up, and I looked over at my friend Ryan, and his hat was off, and like his head was on the steering wheel. And like as soon as I looked over, he got up for a second and like looked around. He was like, what just happened? And then as soon as he said what just happened, I immediately just, I was like, oh crap, this isn't good. Being the fact that the car door was really jammed and it didn't like let me go, I took off my seatbelt and then I pushed on the door. And here's the weird part, I don't remember putting on my seatbelt or taking it off, but I think I did, because if I didn't, I would be screwed. I remember getting out of the car, pushing the car door as hard as I can with my leg, my arm, and it finally bulged open just because the way that they hit it. I pushed the door open and then I like walked around and I went over to Ryan, and as soon as I went over to Ryan, he was like trying to get out of the car, and his door was completely screwed. Like he got out of the car and he just started like freaking out. Like his eyes were just like all out of there. I looked at him like, dude, we're okay. We're fine. We're good. And then I just started laughing because I was stoked. Like I was stoked that we were still living. And Ryan's sitting here hovering over his car, upset. And after he was upset for like 30 seconds, he looked at me and like, that's when I knew like we were okay. We were good. And me and him laughed. Me and him were just like, dude, we're okay. We're good. This is nothing. Like, I can't believe we're okay. And of course, like, we did have some pain from then. Like, we had chest pains. We had like headaches and stuff, but we were okay. That was the best part about it, and that was crazy for us to think about. So, and the people in front of us, their names was James, David. They got out of the car, they turned around, and they were just in complete shock. Like, Ryan's car was bad, and the Jeep looked perfectly fine, just because like we went under it. They got out of the car, we talked, we said, okay, this is what we need to do. We called an ambulance, this, that, the other thing. Thank God we're all okay.
We all good.
We're all good.
It's all good.
But the car's not. The car's all messed up.
The airbags in deploy.
Dude. So one thing that really I remember the most from that night was just listening to Kevin Gates on the radio. All of a sudden, hitting that car, the radio goes off. Oh, I just heard glass shattering. I heard everything just come to a complete halt, and everything went black. And I just thought, like, this was it, dude. This was it. So all in all, what happened was Ryan was okay. He went to the doctors. He only had whiplash. I never went to the doctors at all. Like, I had chest pains. I had headaches. And, like, just being so shooken up, I really thought something was deeply wrong with me. But nothing was. I didn't tell my mom I got into a car accident until I went home and told her. And the messed up part about it is like we were outside of my development, so I couldn't just like walk home because I didn't trust myself that much just to walk home. I'm gonna throw in a few Snapchats and Snap stories of what actually happened at this point in time. This is what happened. This is the Snapchats I made, and we're going to insert those now.
Let me give this on the Snapchat.
That's a no for the game. Thank God we're all okay.
We all good.
We're all good.
It's all good.
But the car's not. The car's all messed up.
The airbags in deploy.
Dude. Dude, the Monte Carlo.
Die.
Dude.
How did we not die?
Yeah, how did we not die?
What the?
Alright, so yes, I was wearing pink just because that the game that I was supposed to go to, you were supposed to dress as breast cancer awareness, and you were supposed to wear pink to support breast cancer awareness, and that's why I wore pink, so I don't want to hear any comments like, faggot, wearing pink. It was for a good cause, guys. So after a few days goes by, we got everything situated. Ryan's car was totaled, as you guys can see, and James got his car fixed. His car's all good still. I know you guys are probably wondering why I'm making this video, and it's not to get views, it's not to clickbait. I'm just trying to explain to you guys that take advantages of the moments you guys have in life, because 1 second everything could be okay, everything could be dandy, and then the next second everything's gone. And that's exactly what happened to me. And I don't know, and ever since that accident, I've lived every single day with the mentality of doing something to make myself better. I've been progressing myself. I've been making myself happier, just because 1 second is all it takes just to have your life be gone. And I want to make something out of the life I have. If you guys get what I'm saying. I hate being this sentimental and emotional, but in a serious note, you only have one life to live. I mean, there's nothing else other to do than to make it worth it, you know what I'm saying? But on a serious note, ever since then, I just worked harder towards everything, and it really had an eye-opener to me. And I almost don't trust anybody else in the car driving other than myself. And please, guys, listen to all those commercials about drunk driving, all those texting commercials that say don't text and drive. We weren't doing any of that, but I'm just saying, car accidents is not something to be pushed upon and something to ignore. It's very serious, it's very scary, and it's something you don't want to get into. So please be extra safe when you're driving. And I hope you guys like this kind of short story type video, because it really truly means a lot to me, and it's something I really needed to get off my chest and explain to those few people who are on my Snapchat and are wondering like what happened. So with that, thank you guys so very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video, and go pick up a Needle Media hat. They're on sale. They're like 15 bucks on the site. I mean, if that's not a steal, I don't know what is. Go pick up a pink Needle Media hat inspired by this video like I was wearing in that day of the crash, which I don't know if that's bad luck or not. So with that, thank you guys so very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Share with your friends, share with your homies, share with your dog, share with your cat, share with your hot friend's mom or your friend's hot mom. Thank you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. I missed it again. You know what? Movie magic.